Welcome to part 2. Let's continue on with big data and data flow. So let's take a look at what a business intelligence architecture would look like. In the center of this diagram, you see business intelligence. In order to have business intelligence, there are a lot of components that need to be in place. We can start with data warehouse, and we'll go a little bit more into detail with data warehousing in a moment, but there can be data coming from a data warehouse or individual data marts that flow into your business intelligence tool. There can be data coming from decision support systems, spreadsheets such as Microsoft Excel. There will typically be an ETL process, which means to extract data from one data source, transform it, clean it up, and load it into another data source. There's typically metadata, which is data about data. And there are many other types of support systems to get data from: executive support systems, enterprise support systems, financial reporting, online analytical processing and cubes, different types of dashboards and scorecards, workflow information, alerts and notifications, data and text mining, broadcasting tools, and portals. So what is an enterprise data warehouse? And sometimes we refer to this with the acronym EDW. A data warehouse is a storage architecture designed to hold extracted data that's extracted from transaction systems, operational data stores, and external sources. This warehouse then combines that data in an aggregate summary form suitable for enterprise-wide data analysis and reporting for business needs that have already been defined. There are typically 5 components of a data warehouse. Production data sources. So these are data sources that are applications that we call transactional data systems. They're live. People are using them. They're not in any kind of test mode. They're actually used for purposes that are primarily not reporting. So for example, billing systems that are currently pulling data to bill customers or patients, the electronic medical record, where clinicians are constantly reading and writing data. Number 2, data extraction and conversion. 3, the data warehouse database management system. So databases such as Oracle or IBM or any other type of SQL or SQL Server. The data warehouse administration, and then business intelligence tools such as Alteryx, Microsoft Power BI, or Tableau. A data warehouse contains data arranged into abstracted subject areas with time-variant versions of the same records, with an appropriate level of data granularity or detail to make it useful across 2 or more different types of analyses that are most often deployed to users with tendencies to third normal form. A data mart contains similarly time-variant and subject-oriented data, but with relationships implying dimensional use of data, wherein facts are distinctly separate from dimension data, thus making them more appropriate for single categories of analysis. So for one example, if we think about a patient cohort data mart, a data mart where somebody would want to get information about patients, the dimensions would be things like demographics, such as language spoken, race, location, types of visits, and other information about the person. And then the facts would be sort of like the observations, that the person came into the hospital and they had their blood taken, or they had some type of test, or they were diagnosed with some type of condition. So let's define electronic medical records. And sometimes we call these electronic health records, or we mention them in terms of an acronym EMR or EHR. An electronic health record is a system that contains patient-centric, electronically maintained information about an individual's health status and care. It focuses on tasks and events directly related to patient care and is optimized for use by clinicians.
It's 10 o'clock.
The EHR provides support for all activities and processes involved in the delivery of clinical care. The definition of an EHR system limits its scope to the continuum of care in one healthcare delivery organization or sometimes across an entire health system. And please note the correct acronym is EHR, not HER. I do have a video here, some marketing material for Oracle Health Foundations. So please take a look at the PowerPoint located in Canvas, and you can click on the link and watch the video from Oracle. And here's some graphics for you to take a look at of different diagrams of data warehouses, where you can see the data warehouse and how it's represented as a cylinder, where there's different departmental information, and that data can go out and be used in dashboards, in what we call cubes, reports, or Excel spreadsheets, and that data can come from disparate data sources such as different files, customer relationship management systems, enterprise resource planning, the electronic medical record, billing and administrative systems. So take a look at these diagrams, and please go out and view the video of Oracle Health Foundations. This picture is just a made-up screenshot of what a typical electronic medical record would look like. Typically has a lot of information, actually too much information for a clinician to really see in a moment's notice. Many times the data is separated into different tabs for easier viewing or different colors. Please take a look at the regular PowerPoint and go out and look at the product information for two of the mainstream electronic medical record vendors, Epic, which is the vendor used at Temple Health Systems, and also Cerner. Billing and administrative systems. This includes revenue and billing systems, supply chain. Of course, in a health system or other healthcare delivery organization, there's many different products and expenses that are needed to run the organization. There are other enterprise resourcing systems for IT projects, which are information technology projects, human resources and hiring and recruiting, marketing are just some examples. And here are 6 top priorities for healthcare chief information officers that Gartner Consulting says to focus on in 2018. Collaborate with chief financial officers and chief marketing officers to align IT capabilities. Implement system-wide architecture to support technology management. Establish key performance indicators to measure progress on digital transformation. Evaluate the value of existing technology investments to strengthen application portfolios, develop new ways to assess the value of EHRs, and master soft skills in organizational politics, cohesion building, upward mentoring, and visual storytelling to drive change more effectively. And as we move through this course and we develop business intelligence visualizations, we will be using those to tell stories. Take a look at the article in the regular PowerPoint for Becker Hospital Review to learn more about supply chain systems. External data. Many healthcare organizations will bring in external data from prescription drug data from the main pharmacies, death index data to make sure that deceased patients are appropriately marked as deceased, validating address information, patient outcomes that come from surveys and assessments that patients fill out, mobile devices and applications, and geolocation services. Defining the role that Tableau and Microsoft Power BI play in healthcare analytics. There's different levels, and you can take a look at these 8 levels listed here. Health IT, analytics, current trends, consumer-oriented healthcare, the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, data governance, open platform and application programming interface usage, user experience and health information technology, and payer-provider convergence. These come from a recent white paper from Cerner. In the past, healthcare has tried what they called consumer-driven healthcare, and it really didn't work out too well. That trend is coming back now to make it really more consumer-oriented. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll talk more about these topics in future courses and classes. Patient participation. There's a saying out there, nothing about me without me. Patients are now at the center of care. There are teams and collaboration within healthcare organizations, and there's also some power changes where now physicians and clinicians really are not the ones to make all the decisions. It really needs to include patients and caretakers. So when we talk about expert judgment, there's really a culture change from the physician or scientist as the expert to more of a team-based decision-making process. And the use of machine learning and artificial intelligence to augment human decisions is now coming into play, and we need to consider the patient and caretaker as part of the decision-making process. Business intelligence basics. This week we will start with using Excel for BI. You'll develop a pivot table, understand the dimensions versus the measures, and review different data sets, data connections, data types, functions and formulas, and formatting. Deliverables. Please make sure that you review the syllabus and the assignments section in Canvas to ensure that you complete all assignments by the due dates. Please enjoy this course. Feel free to share feedback and questions with me as we go through the semester. And if you're not sure how to pronounce my name, it's Dr. Dazamba, pronounced Dazamba. Thank you.